Hello and good morning, it's Cherry again. Now, just a quick one. This is a short video about the Tier 5 Russian Battleship Pyotr Velikiy, which I've probably brutalised the name of because I've got no idea how to pronounce German stuff. I call him Peter, or for short, Pete. So for now we're going to call Pete the Tier 5 battleship from the fine Russian Navy, Pete. So Pete is a Tier 5 battleship. Now, as is well known amongst our clan, I don't generally like battleships with less than 12 guns. 12 or 16 or 14 is perfect. However, Pete only has 8 guns. Why would I like Pete, you may ask? Well, Pete has a particularly interesting playstyle. Now, Pete is an 8-gun battleship with a range of 18 kilometres. Now, 18 kilometres, Pete's guns are shit. There's no other word for it. Pete's guns are shockingly bad. Poor old Pete couldn't hit a barn door at 16 kilometres if he tried his hardest. It's quite obvious that the Russian sailors are smoking too much or drinking too much vodka. So, Pete has 8 guns which, all of a sudden, when he gets within 12 kilometres, Pete's crew appear to wake up. And suddenly they shoot like they forget they're in a battleship and decide they're in a cruiser. So basically, the magic with Pete is if you're within 12 kilometres, say goodbye to anything you shoot at, because Pete's guns are brutally accurate at those ranges. So, a couple of other traits of Pete. Pete has a limited damage mitigation system. So basically, Pete has a maximum number of damage control parties of 3. Which can be expanded in various ways, as I'll explain later. Pete also carries 3 repair parties as standard. Sorry, 2 repair parties as standard. So Pete is basically something you don't want to get shot at because you're not going to be able to heal a huge amount of health back, and you're not going to be able to use a lot of repairs. These can be mitigated by having a captain. Now, Ivan, my captain for Pete, we love these first names. Ivan was a 19-point captain that I think I had him trained for the mosque for some sort of clan battle thing. But he'd been reset a few patches back, and I forgot about him. So Pete was Ivan was a 19-point captain with reset skills who was just laying around doing nothing. So Ivan is now driving Pete. Having 19 points, here is a build I like. Not everybody will like. There's a few controversial choices here, but the basics for a battleship for me are defensive maintenance, stop your turrets getting knocked out, expert marksman to make your turrets turn faster, superintendent for that extra heal and repair, so it knocks it up to 4 and 3, and concealment because I like stealthy battleships. There is a bonus to having concealment on Pete, in as much as once you've got concealment and camouflage on Pete, the concealment on Pete becomes 11.8. Now, as I've said before, the magic figure here is 12 kilometres. If you are within 12 kilometres, Pete suddenly comes awake. So, get it below the 11.8, you can surprise unsuspecting ships that you've got spotted and annihilate them in the first salvo, hopefully. I've also gone with fire prevention because obviously that lack of a repair, the limited repair situation, you want to try and catch fire as few times as possible and burn in as few places as possible. So that's my plan there. Now, basic fire training. Pete has a AA rating of 35, which isn't terrible on the upgraded hull. It's actually pretty darn good for Tier 5. Basically, what basic fire training is going to do for Pete is give him a little bit more constant damage over time against planes. Leaving us with 2 points. Now, had I had 3 points, I would have gone straight with basic survivability to get the burn time down, but we don't have 20-point captains, we only have 19. So, adrenaline rush. Why not? It's pretty much why not. What else do you spend it on? This one? Nah. There aren't enough to worry about reloading them. Jack of all trades, not enough to worry about reloading them. Last stand, who the hell's going to worry about a battleship with this engine out? So yeah, basically adrenaline rush is the one. So that's my 19-point captain build. Works quite well for me, may not work for you. You may get more mileage out of it. So back to modules on Pete. So basically, as I said already, I'm not poor, 421 million credits, so we're not worrying too much about spending a bit of money on consumables. So, premium repair party and premium damage control party. These will give you 5 DCPs and 4 repair parties. Very useful. So, that's those. Upgrade. Super controversial, apparently, according to the forums. Now, As I said already, Pete has a decent AA rating, decent range, decent everything. We've extended the usability with the captain skill. So basically, for slot 1, you have a choice of main nut on mod 1, which basically stops your turrets being knocked out. Now, Pete doesn't lose too many turrets anyway, so I'm not too stressed about that one. Magazine mod, really, on a battleship. If you detonate, look his way. If Pete gets detonated by someone, good luck to him. So, auxiliary armament mod 1. Basically, in all this time with the new carrier rework and the amount of carriers that are in game, and the fact that there's always at least one, probably two each side, it makes sense to keep your AA guns working. So I have gone with auxiliary armament mod 1 to give the AA mounts a little more survivability. Slot 2, it's a no-brainer really. I mean, steering gears, yeah, battleship, if you lose your steering gear, just sit there and wait for it to come back. Propulsion mod, if you lose them, you just wait for it to come back or hit the repair. DCP, reduce the chance of that fire again, which drops us to a minus 15%, which is a lot better. And a little bit of flood mitigation. The most controversial one, I've been told, is slot 3. So you can either run main battery mod 2, which speeds your turrets, slows your rate of fire. Now with a 38.3 turret traversal already, you don't really need to speed it up anymore. Secondary battery mods, the secondaries are okay. But really, do you need them? No, not really. Aiming system mod 1. Now, as I said already, max dispersion is 223 on Pete, but that's over 12 kilometers. Once it drops below 12, all of a sudden that dispersion becomes ridiculously cruiser-like. So, really, if you're going to be firing at max range, you're playing the ship wrong. So what's the point in putting a -7 to the max dispersion? Now, AA guns mod 1 gives you an extra 2 flat puffs. Now, we all know that a decent carrier player can avoid flat puffs. However, Pete is a tier 5 ship. Pete's going to be facing tier 4s and tier 6s. Now, most tier 4 and tier 6 carrier players are not stellar, and they're likely to drive straight through Pete's puffs. Puffing Pete, puffing Pete. So basically we're going to drive straight through Pete's puffs, so basically more puffs the better. So the more Pete can puff, the better. And this goes back to the crew smoking too much. So yes, Pete's crew puff, so Pete puffs planes. Anyway, so basically that's my build. I've gone with the AA. I've gone with a fairly AA specific with a slight survivability twist. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to show you the first gameplay, which is first game out. You never know what a ship's like. So the first game will be following this video. This intro will be a video showing the gameplay, and if I get time, I will put as many of the first 5 games up as I can as individual videos, and then potentially link them below. So without further ado, enjoy the first game and listen to me wax lyrical about Pete. Now, Pete, someone's got to come up with a better name for Pete, because Pete's like a little bit, it's like, it sounds like Pete, doesn't it? I'm Pete, I'm an accountant. Or I'm Pete, I'm a builder. So anyway, without further ado, enjoy, and I'll catch you on the other side of the video. Take care. Thanks a lot for watching. Hi again, this is Cherry. This is the first game out in Pete. Now, Pete is a tier 5 Russian battleship. If you've watched the intro, then you'll understand why I call him Pete, because Pete is like Pete. Poor old Pete. So Pete's an 8-gun Russian battleship, tier 5, with a trait. Very good guns under 12 kilometers, shite guns over 12 kilometers. So Pete is in a division with Mingbat and Azrael. Ming's in a Pete as well. So we've got Pete and Pete. Map is straight. Pete is top tier, which is the best place for him, and this is the game. So basically we're going to push this side of the map, push hard for the ACAP, because we need to get within 12 kilometers. Remember, 12 is the figure because of those drunken sailors. So basically Pete's going to drive forward to the ACAP. So here we are. Pete is just getting into the action now. Been spotted by the Hermes. We have Azrael in his kamikaze in front of us. We've got Mingbat in his Pete to my left. We're about to try not to ram each other here. And Pete's going to open up with his AA on these rocket planes. So, as we see here, we have a Kuma at 14 kilometers. Right, first salvo out on Kuma at 14 kilometers. Look at the way those shells wibble wobble in the air. And what do we hit? Absolutely nothing. Those sailors are so drunk, it's pointless. So they're having daydreams and thinking about, Dasher. Oh, Dasher. So, yeah, the drunken sailors are just about thinking about waking up. Kuma is at 11.4 kilometres. Let's see if Pete's any different at 11.4 kilometres. As you can see, the dispersion is so much better at 11.4 kilometres. Pete says, Pete's crew have just woken up and said, "Hello, Kuma!" It's us. So, yeah, that's Pete. Anyway, enough of me waffling for the minute. If you'd like to watch for a little while, I will... No, I'm going to carry on waffling. So, carriers coming in for a torpedo strike. Got the AA moved over to that side. We've got two battleships here. We've got a fair chance of either knocking all the planes down or taking very little damage. So basically, you've got the three of us facing 1, 2, 3. I think it's either 4 or 5 ships. Not quite sure what yet. So yeah, we've got a bit of a job cut out for us here. As I say, the fire burned. One fire to let it burn. No point in changing that. So Shenyang is up, as is the Wyoming. Wyoming, 9 kilometres. Four hits. Dispersion is just hilarious on this ship. Now, one thing I've found with Pete is the gun angles. Now, it seems quite funny in as much as if you've got your ship angled to the point where all of the guns are just on target, you are mitigating a huge amount of damage. You are mitigating a huge amount of damage on angling. So it seems that almost the perfect angle is where just all 4 of your guns, either front or rear, are actually able to hit the enemy ship. So we've got a Wyoming there at 7.4 kilometres. Pete is reloaded on 3 of his turrets. The other one's taking its time. And we've got one Citadel followed by another 2. So, yes, that's the accuracy sub 12 kilometres. You can basically just take them to pieces. You don't even worry about it. The ships just get ripped to pieces. And that is 3 of us have just completely chopped this flank to pieces. So the game goes downhill from here on in. The game's it's now pretty static. It's a chase across the map to try and kill some ships. It doesn't last very long. Well, anyway, I'm going to let this game come to an end now. You'll see on the final screenshots what the damage was. It wasn't a huge amount more. Keep this one short and sweet. This is game 1 in Pete. If you look in the description, I'll link in games 2. I think it's 3, 4 and 5, I think. And then what I do is towards the end of this video, just after this video, I will actually patch in as well statistics for the first 5 battles, just so you can see how Pete's performing Pete. Anyway, thanks for watching as usual. If you're in the bad clans, you should be subscribed already. If you're not in the bad clans and I don't upset you too much, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, do whatever you do on YouTube. I've never really got too stressy on that sort of thing. However, it'd be nice to have to know that more people are watching, more people are approving. If you think there's better things I could do, let me know. Comment in the description, comments below would be nice. I will reply to them. It's always nice to have a conversation with people. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Cherry signing off, and be kind to each other. Take care. Good night.